Use this basic demonstration to show you on a engine what to check under the bonnet. So we have a 2-liter TDI here, a remarkable engine from Audi. The first thing you want to check is the coolant level. Some vehicles still have a radiator cap. You'll have to manually check in there, and there you can see it's on the max level and there's some color in there. Now there's a lot of discussions over what color should go in what car. The reality is, if you have any color there, it's better than no color. So you want to have some color there, because then you know there is at least antifreeze in, but it's better to use the manufacturer's coolant specifications, right? So that's your first check, coolant level. Next thing over here, some vehicles have electronic steering, but this car has power steering fluid. So you just want to check there's a minimum and a maximum mark down there in the power steering. Check that that's right. Water level for the washer bottle is not a very important thing, but it is good to also fill that up so that you don't have a warning light on the dash. Some vehicles have that. This vehicle doesn't come with a dipstick. It's got a digital dipstick, which I'll show you inside, but generally you have a dipstick. Just pull it out and check the level. Another thing is brake fluid. A lot of people don't really check this. This vehicle obviously has electronic brake fluid sensor, but some vehicles have no sensor. So you have to just check the level. It will have a minimum and maximum, the same like I showed over there. So that is how to check your levels on your vehicle under the bonnet. So like I say, this is, I would say, a newish vehicle. So these are the basic checks that anyone can do, right? If you look down here, you'll see there's a belt. So what are the ways you can see if a belt is worn is, number one, you can see a bit of lettering here. If there are letters on here or some writing on the belt, normally means the belt isn't too old, because if it's really old, it shouldn't have. The other way to check the belt is the color of the belt. So this belt is black. As you can see, I'm sure the camera can show it's very black still. When this belt becomes a brownish color, that is a bad sign of wear on the belt. So that's another indicator that you can use to see that the belt is worn, just to do preventative maintenance. And generally you want to just check everything is plugged in, everything is secured, nothing is broken that you can see. These pipes like to crack, they get brittle. Make sure there's nothing leaking. Like this is a pink color, so if there's a coolant leak, this is a radiator hose, will be pink somewhere, things like that. All right. The other things are very technical, so I don't want to go too much into it, but yeah, those are the basic things you can check on your vehicle levels. You can go to your local service station also, and they can check your oil and water, but make sure that you check it yourself as well, because they don't always know where to check and how to check and how high to throw the level. Like for example here, you don't want to overflow your coolant bottle above the max. If you do that, this little area here is called the expansion. This tank is called the expansion tank. So there needs to be air here to be pressurized on the coolant to allow it to circulate, so the fan can be on. If it's too low, it's just the amount of fluid. If it's too high above max, if it's on max, that's where you want it. If it's above max, there's no place for expansion. So a lot of people call this a coolant bottle. It's actually called an expansion tank, and that is for the pressure to expand. So there needs to be an area for it to expand. Hence, that is why that mark is there. That is why it says max. So yeah, that is basically those things. And then on this particular vehicle, I'll show you in a second how we check the oil level. So you get inside the car, key in the ignition. This is specific for Audi A4s. I don't know about the rest. You click on the car button, you go to oil level. Vehicle must obviously be off. Let's put that aircon off. You see over there, the vehicle is not idling, only ignition on. You go to oil level, you click on car. Over here, you go to oil level, and then you click oil level, and it will show you the oil level. So now you know you can check your oil level without getting out of the car on these Audis. Most of the new cars are like this. You just need to check how to check it on your car. All right. So that pretty much sums up all the checks on a vehicle. Um, the other things on these cars are very digital. So it will tell me if a bulb isn't working in the center console over here. It will say bulb fused and where it's fused. So I mean, this is a 2010 car and it has a lot of electrical functions where you don't have to go physically check. On your more basic vehicles, you have to actually ask somebody to press the brake pedal, check the reverse, but you can also do this yourself, right? And all you have to do is have the ignition on and switch on your lights. And funny enough, on the Audis and the Volkswagens, if you put this on an off position, you won't have a warning light. So also make sure that the lights are on or on auto. If you put them on, you're forcing the ECU to pick up if there's a faulty bulb. So that's another tip I can give you guys. Put the headlights on, because if it's daytime and it's not the headlights are on auto, it only goes off when it's dark. So it won't pick up that the headlights are faulty or one of the bulbs are faulty. It will only pick up if you force it to be on. That's in the daytime, because most people are not going to check a vehicle in the night. You're just lucky if you check it at night and it's on auto. But put the vehicle lights on so that you can see if the fault comes on, and there you can see there's no fault. So I'll leave it on auto because I'm quite happy with that. Another function on the Audi that a lot of people don't know about is automatic wipers. So it won't say automatic wipers function. So that is supposed to be 1 times. You see that over here it says 1 times. So that's just one wipe. That's what 1 times mean. Then there's an off position. Then there's a intermittent position. But that's not true, because you have to actually start at the top, right? Can't go further than that. That's high, that's low, and this is auto function. So it's actually perfect timing because it's starting to rain now. So I'm on auto function. You can adjust how much you want it to wipe during auto function. So let's just see what happens now. You see, so as the rain increases in volume or speed, the wipers will automatically wipe the windshield in this position. And that is because inside here, you see there, it's wiping. Inside this rear view mirror has become very, very complex these days. It's got a photo sensor there, it's got a rain sensor, there's lots of different names for it. There's sometimes they have cameras in here. So this has been a rear view mirror has really changed a lot, where it's not just for viewing, it's got a lot of functions. So your rain sensor on this vehicle sits inside here as a rain sensor, and then you also have a automatic tinting function where you press the switch off, it will be a normal mirror and you won't see it now, but if I drive at night and that green light is on, I'm not sure if you can see that green light. Yeah, there's the green light on, green light off, green light on. So I always leave it on so that I don't have to adjust it when it comes to night time and put the tinting function on. So what that does is, if somebody's driving behind you with their bright lights on, what will happen is that the tinting function will activate and it won't blind you. So we all know about people that have headlight problems. Maybe their low beam is not working, so they put on their high beams, which are the brights, and it shines in your eyes and you blinds you and all that. So that's a very good function to have as well. Like I said before, the Audi A4 2010 up is a lot of features, a lot of bang for the buck. I can't find another vehicle that has that much for price. And we have a lovely day here, just sitting out here having a view, beautiful view of the mountains. So I'm not going to go out again now. I hope that helps. I'm still going to do a shock. I'm just going to turn the camera. I'm still going to do the shock test, how to do a shock test on a vehicle, and that's also very important. There are machines out there to do a proper shock test, but it's not that difficult. There are things you can check to give you an indication of the condition of your shocks. The really extreme way is somebody needs to drive behind you. That's how to check the rear shocks, and you will actually see. I wish I could show you guys what a worn shock looks like and why it causes uneven wear on your tires. So your first indicator is uneven wear on your tires. Another test you can do is a shock rebound test, a physical test. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just a matter of it's a bit of skill involved, a little bit of physical strength, but anybody can do a shock test on their vehicle to see the condition of their shocks. So yeah, I hope that this video helped you guys get a better understanding of how to check your vehicle, the basics of your engine, so that you can get a better drive and a more reliable vehicle, and also know when to take it in for repairs if you should find something that is out of the ordinary. Thank you very much.